everyone! How are you today? Wherever you are, I hope you're doing good. Let me introduce myself. My name is Najia Aulia and I'm from 11 Science 1. Before we start, I would like to say thank you to Mr. Sunar as my English teacher who has given me the opportunity to explain again to you about our material last week. It's about passive voice and active voice. Without further ado, let's get started!
Passive and active voice. Maybe many of you are still asking, what is the meaning of active and passive voice? Active voice. When the subject of a sentence performs the verb's action, we say that the sentence is in the active voice. Sentences in the active voice have a strong, direct, and clear tone. Here are some short and straightforward examples of active voice. Monkeys adore bananas. The cashier counts the money. The dog chased the squirrel. All three sentences have a basic active voice construction: subject, verb, and object. The subject monkey performs the action described by adore. The subject the cashier performs the action described by count. The subject the dog performs the action described by chase. The subjects are doing. They take action in their sentences. The active voice reminds us of the popular Nike slogan, "Just do it." Passive voice. A sentence is in the passive voice, on the other hand, when the subject is acted on by the verb. The passive voice is always constructed with a conjugate form of to be plus the verb's past participle. Doing this usually generates a preposition as well. That sounds much more complicated than it is. Passive voice is actually quite easy to detect. For these examples of passive voice, we will transform the three active sentences above to illustrate the difference. Bananas are adored by monkeys. The money was counted by the cashier. The squirrel was chased by the dog. Let's take a closer look at the first pair of sentences. Monkeys adore bananas, and bananas are adored by monkeys. The active sentence consists of monkeys as subject, adore as verb, and bananas as an object. The passive sentence consists of bananas as object, are adore as a verb of to be plus the past participle adore, by as preposition, and monkeys as subject. Making the sentence passive flip the structure and necessitate the preposition by. In fact, all three of the transformed sentences above require the addition of by. So when to use active and passive voice? Using the active voice conveys a strong, clear tone, and the passive voice is subtler and weaker. Here's some good advice. Don't use the passive voice just because you think it sounds a bit fancier than the active voice. That said, there are times the passive voice is useful and called for. Take the squirrel was chased by the dog for example. That sentence construction would be helpful if the squirrel were the focus of your writing and not the dog. A good rule of thumb is to try to put the majority of your sentences into active voice, unless you truly can write your sentence in another way. Now, since we already know what the meaning of passive and active voice, there are some different structure of passive and active voice depending on what sentence we are used. The first, present simple tense. For the active voice, the structure is subject plus verb 1. For the example, Andy drinks a cup of coffee. Andy is subject. Drinks is a verb 1, while a cup of coffee is an object. Next, present simple tense for passive voice. The structure is subject plus am or is or are plus verb 3. For the example, a cup of coffee is drunk by Andy. The second is past simple tense. For the active voice, the structure is subject plus verb 2. For the example, Anne smacked a chicken. Anne as a subject, smacked as a verb 2, and a chicken is an object. Next, the passive voice for past simple tense. The structure is subject plus were or was plus verb 3. For the example, a chicken was smacked by an. The third is future will. For the active voice, the structure is subject plus will or shall plus verb 1. For the example, she will return the broken TV to the shop. And for the passive voice, the structure is subject plus will be plus verb 3. As an example, the broken TV will be returned to the shop by her. And last but not least is future going to. For active voice, the structure is subject plus am or are or is plus going to plus verb 1. As an example, Jane is going to make a dinner tonight. While for the passive voice, the structure is subject plus am or are or is plus going to be plus verb 3. For the example, a dinner is going to be made by Jane tonight. Actually, there are many other tenses that can be used for passive and active voice, but what I have conveyed is only some of them.
Okay, I think it's enough from me. I hope you guys can understand what I have explained. If there are any mistakes, please forgive me and thank you for your attention. See you in the next time. Bye!